This is Tony from her Homestead Skills. And I guess today I want to discuss some of the impending signals and signs that we're seeing going on in the world today. And one of the things that I heard yesterday was that gas prices are going to continue to go up. I mean, they're pretty awful here in Canada as it is right now. Just regular gas is, I think yesterday it was $2.09 a liter, which translates to well over $6-7 a gallon US. So, and I understand that in the US the average right now is about $4 a gallon, and in some places quite a bit more than that, and it's going to continue to go up. So with gas prices going up, it just means everything else is going up, because things have to be transported from one place to another, and the way we do that is usually by trucks, and trucks use gas or diesel. I'm already of the firm belief that we are currently in a recession. People don't use that word yet, and I think that there's some criteria that has to be met for a few months running before they use that word, or perhaps they're just reluctant to use it this time around, but it could get extremely serious. So prepping, well, that would be up to you. I personally feel that I'm pretty much prepared. Does that mean that I'm prepared for all eventualities? Absolutely not. But I do have a small stash of food that will last for a certain length of time, and I'm certainly going to share that with some of my children if need be, although they are not of the same mindset, and but then they haven't really seen what I have seen. I personally have not had to do without, but I know that my parents have. I know that my father went hungry, and they had an attitude towards food, my parents did, that you can tell that they had food insecurity when they were young. And my children have never known that, and I'm sure that many children these days and young adults my children are a little bit more than just young adults, but they have never known food insecurity, have never witnessed its effects on their parents, so they have very little understanding of it. Okay, so there are impending signs even for young people. The lack of baby formula is probably one of the most terrifying things that could be occurring to young parents right now. So there is some idea that yes, there could be food insecurity coming, but they still believe that somebody is going to fix that. Somebody's going to come up with a solution, and it's short term, and hopefully it is. Hopefully it will get resolved quickly. But what's next? What will be coming next? It isn't getting any better. There's nobody doing anything to make it better. As a matter of fact, they continually do things to make it worse. Are we headed for depression? Quite possibly. And how deep and how serious it will be, there's no way of knowing. But I keep saying that I've always said that the young folks have not really, the young folks in my circle have never really seen any difficult times. Yes, they have their personal issues, and yes, their love's lost, and friends disappointments and things of that nature, but no real serious hardships. But they're coming. And we don't know what form they're going to take. Okay, so some of you have commented, or at least one or two of you have commented on the fact that nobody around you is prepping, and perhaps they're creating doubt in your mind whether you are doing the right thing or not. The truth of the matter is, I'm not a terribly long-winded person. I try not to say more than what is necessary in order to get the message out that I'm trying to portray. And right now, I guess my comment or my thoughts are that we should be thinking about what's happening. We shouldn't just ignore it and pretend that nothing is happening, because something is happening. It's apparent to everyone that the economy is floundering, that food is scarce. I mean, come on, folks. If you can't find baby formula, there's a real problem. And what is next? And I don't know that there's anything worse than a lack of baby formula. Is it time to wake up? I suppose young parents who need that baby formula have had a rude awakening. It's pretty sad. Something that should never have happened. Okay, well, I've never been one to prep for an extended length of time, like 10, 20 years, and who's to say that I'm right? I just don't have the means or the space to prep for that long. Perhaps if I did and I had the will, I might do it. But I don't. I don't have the means, I don't have the space, and I don't have the equipment. And I don't think that you can put things in jars that will last that long. You know, I think 3 years is, you start to see them deteriorate. I don't care what anyone says. We have canned tomatoes since I was a child, and I can tell the difference in taste from a freshly jarred of tomatoes, a freshly canned jar of tomatoes, to one that has been on the shelf for 3 years. So there is, and they're both still good, they're both still usable, but that fresh tomato taste is gone. And it's more of a mature tomato taste. And it is quite noticeable to me. So I believe that anything in a jar over 3 years has deteriorated somewhat. I don't know if canned food is any different. I've never been a big purchaser of canned foods, as I say, other than, you know, tuna, salmon, and things of that nature, and condensed milk. Yes, I do buy condensed milk in cans, and a few other things, but not much. Those are the main ones. So how long can you prep for? I suspect that there are certain things you can prep for 10, 20 years, and that would be your beans and your rice properly prepared, and yes, you can live off beans and rice. You can live off rice alone. You can live off potatoes alone. It's been done. So should you fear the coming times? I don't think so. But I think, and I don't know that you can actually prepare for what's going to happen, because we don't know what's going to happen. But you could try to stay ahead of it a little bit. Okay, so what do you do when people think you're just a little bit unusual for prepping for hard times, for putting a lot of food away? What I do is I ignore them. I do what I feel is right for me and for my family, and I don't concern myself with what they think is right or wrong. It's not something that harms anyone. It's not, it's not something that affects anyone in any negative way. Okay, so what you do is going to be up to you. How much you prep, how much you don't prep, what skills you learn, which ones you think are important. And me, I think they're all important. Not just the old ones. There is nothing wrong with learning about technology and the way the world is moving today. It is wise to learn those skills as well. We just don't know which ones we're going to need and when. So having technological skills as well as old-time skills are all healthy. So, okay, well, this is Tony from Her Homestead Skills. Hope I haven't bored you to tears today. Anyway, I'm off. It is a rainy day. I can't really do too much in the garden. So I think I'm going to go to Costco and perhaps stop by a thrift store or two and see if they have anything of value for me to pick up. So just being a little extra cautious about how far I go and how much I spend and where I spend it. So I think that's, for me, that is an important thing to do today. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.